What's going on, guys? It's your girl Angie Snatch with Snatch Investigations, coming at you with another episode of The Unbiased Truth. And today we're going to talk about RKelly. So I saw yesterday, the blogs, YouTube, it was all about RKelly. So there were two things yesterday. Number one, YouTube shutting him down. I have mixed feelings about that because his music is still up, so there's still monetization, and I'm not sure if he's sold his catalog yet. So I think we're still funding him. And then the second thing was RKelly snitching. So I didn't do it yesterday because you know me. I have to investigate. I got to wait. I got to look. I'm so anal. Oh, it's my OCD. But I saw it on Media Takeout first. And then I was like, okay, let me wait until I see it somewhere else. Then I saw it on All Hip Hop. So once I saw it on All Hip Hop, I was like, all right, it has a little more credibility. So All Hip Hop posted RKelly promises to snitch on other child predators in the industry. And the article goes on to say, according to Chicago's WGCI FM, an iHeart radio station, the disgraced R&B singer, who was convicted of multiple counts including racketeering, sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, bribery, sex trafficking, and violation of the Mann Act, is allegedly trying to work it out with the prosecutors in Illinois in exchange for a reduced sentence. So in New York, prosecution rested September 20th. The jury began to deliberate September 24th, and then on September 27th is when the jury came back with the guilty verdict. To get you a little familiar with WGCI FM is a radio station that Jermaine from Black Ink Crew hosts a morning show. So I think she has a morning show from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think it's far-fetched that RKelly will be trying to cooperate in some form with Illinois. I mean, he's already been convicted in New York. He'll be facing sentencing in May, and then he has to face the case in Illinois. So let's get to the Illinois case really quickly. If you don't remember, in the Illinois case, RKelly has two other co-defendants in that case. There's Daryl McDavid and Milton Brown are his co-defendants in that case. And just to get you a little familiar with his co-defendants, let's check this out.
Not alone in this. His former manager, Daryl McDavid, left court in Chicago today after pleading not guilty to 4 federal charges, including child pornography and obstruction of justice. He allegedly covered up Kelly's incriminating videos and paid hush money to victims. And Kelly's former personal assistant, Milton June Brown, also charged with conspiring to receive child porn. He allegedly helped ship the sex tapes through the mail, but he isn't accused directly of covering up the crimes. Brown is set to appear in court.
Okay, because I read the indictment, let me give you a little more detail. So Daryl McDavid is actually accused of paying up to $500,000 in hush money to girls. And he did come up in the New York case as the manager that suggested that RKelly marry Aaliyah to keep her silent. Now, in the Chicago case, what has happened is there has been a court date set. So the new court date is going to be October 20th. Let me pull that up for you. So, here we go. The new court date is going to be October 20th, the day before my birthday, at 10:30 a.m. Video conference. So that'll probably be some type of Zoom call. That's something for us to look out. So that's why I said I do believe it's feasible. He needs some wiggle room. I mean, look at what he's facing. He's up against the wall, but I say protect him and then throw away the key, because I cannot and we cannot pretend like him telling on other predators is not also self-preservation. It has nothing to do with bringing justice for these young girls who are now women. So that's how long they've had to live through this trauma. This is all a self-preservation tactic. if that is what he chooses to do. Now, I know we've been talking a lot about, or there's been a lot of buzz about, he's going to be telling on celebrities and he's going to be pulling out celebrities. But shout out to one community for sending me the superseding indictment. I actually didn't even read it because I could just listen to him read it, and it was so much easier for me. So go check him out. However, on these two slides that I'm showing you, one is talking about an offense in Connecticut, and the other is talking about offense in California. That lets you know from the East Coast to the West Coast, these offenses took place. So while we're talking about celebrities, there are so many more people shaking in their boots. I mean, Daryl McDavid is a restaurant owner. Think about it. Harvey Weinstein, we didn't even really know about him. He had his fingers all in entertainment, but he wasn't at the forefront. We never seen his face. There's a lot of people whose faces that we don't know that are also concerned and afraid about what he's gonna say. Because who remembers this guy? You remember Jeffrey Epstein? I mean, he had years of sexually assaulting young girls. His co-defendant, Ghislaine Maxwell, or I would say the mother of his girls and the groomer for him. Ghislaine Maxwell is cooperating now, but remember Jeffrey Epstein, he took the girls on the Lolita Express on his plane. There was this flight log. He was going to actually work with prosecutors after he had been found guilty. He was going to work with prosecutors and name names. And this is the part why I say protect R. Kelly. Because after him announcing, and it came out that he would be naming names, the next thing we knew, Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. Committed suicide on suicide watch. 24-hour detail. Some people say coincidence. Some people say he was already suicidal, but isn't that the point of being on suicide watch? Protect R. Kelly long enough for us to get all of the names of the people that were involved in things like him, to get all of the predators off the streets. Protect him, but do not. I hope that even with him naming names, that there is no reduction of sentence to a space where it's just unreasonable. Maybe he can be moved to a different facility, but I don't think I don't think that he deserves a reduction in sentence. But even in the Jeffrey Epstein case, after him committing suicide, those correction officers then took a plea deal. I wouldn't be surprised if that plea deal didn't involve a little bit of a NDA somewhere where they couldn't talk about it. Before I get out of here, I want to cover the Charlene Latham case. Only just a little bit, because I really, really, really like to work on documents, especially court documents, because if you perjure yourself, you go to jail. It is very easy for us to say things in public, but in the court of law, where you have to take an oath and there is a penalty for you violating that oath, things move a little differently. So Charlene Latham, she filed a civil suit against 1953 Trust, which is also Jeffrey Epstein's trust. There was a long list of people. It was Sean Carter, aka JAYZ, Lil Wayne, R. Kelly, Sony, Nigel. It was a lot of people that she filed that case against, and it was her and her two parents, and then she filed with some John Does. And what happened is, I've read the entire case. It really does read like a novel, but almost whimsical, like fantasy. It's like fantasy, like suspense. It ended up being dismissed as frivolous. Now, I can only go off of what is in court. I know we named those celebrities on that list, but we have to be realistic also as human beings. And if I'm fighting a case like that and I fight and I win, give me my win. So in this case was dismissed. I wanted to just end on that case because I think that it's bigger than what we're even considering. I think that we're thinking very small about who R. Kelly could expose, honestly. We don't know. I mean, look at who was on Epstein's flight log. Was it not jaw dropping? So imagine R. Kelly. Now, I heard the singer, the rapper thing, but I just think that we should keep an open mind about who that could be, because it's about what's valuable to the government. Not what he sees as valuable or what we see as valuable. And we know that the feds like to work very long. So they could have been watching somebody for 3-4 years that he knows that person is more valuable to them, because we're thinking about our community. That's why we have to hold people accountable. They're thinking about closing their case and they want the biggest fish that they can get. So we got to keep an open mind on how this will go. But October 20th at 10:30 a.m., we should all be watching out for that case in Illinois. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.